is the focus of this damn video. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, baby! The get-in price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%.
This right here, this moment, this reality check is the entire focus of this damn video. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, baby. The WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis was supposed to be a celebration, a showcase, a flex of the league's biggest names and brightest lights.
From $121 to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't be playing. Now, yeah, I know why ticket prices dropped. Because people quit buying them.
But then one piece of news dropped, and it wasn't just a pebble in the pond, it was a meteor in the ocean. Caitlin Clark, out, injured, not playing. And in the blink of an eye, ticket prices plummeted like a botched alley-oop. The get-in price didn't just dip. It nosedived a jaw-dropping 48% from $121 to a measly $64. You know why? Because the second people heard Clark wouldn't be on that court, they stopped buying. Just like that. Boycott mode engaged. The truth isn't hiding in the shadows. It's standing center stage, screaming into a megaphone.
Price for the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis has dropped 48%. From $121 all the way down to just $64 after news broke that Caitlin Clark won't.
Ticket prices have collapsed. Fans are fleeing, and the so-called league celebration now feels like a clearance sale with a "please take this off our hands" sign slapped on the front. We're talking a collapse so fast it makes a fourth quarter fever meltdown look slow. The league can't pretend it's just a coincidence. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and without her, the WNBA isn't just weaker, it's exposed. They told us, grow the game, but what they meant was, milk Caitlin Clark until the well runs dry and hope no one notices the rot beneath the surface. But we noticed. Oh, we noticed. The moment she went down, ticket demand collapsed. This isn't a discount, it's desperation. It's a panic button masquerading as a bargain. It's proof that people weren't buying tickets for the event. They were buying tickets for her.
Play. These are people saying, I'm done. I don't want to watch. Caitlin Clark's not. I bought tickets solely to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game. I made accommodations solely to get to Indiana to watch Caitlin Clark in the All-Star Game.
And when you take away the reason they showed up, all that's left is empty seats and awkward explanations. Fans didn't just casually decide not to go. They are making a statement. They are boycotting. Why? Because the WNBA has failed to protect its biggest star. In any other sport, superstar players get the special whistle. They get the protection they've earned. But Caitlin Clark? She's been left to fend for herself while the league turns a blind eye to the targeting, the rough fouls, the blatant physicality designed not to stop her shot but to send her a message. Stephanie White even admitted there's an alternate whistle when you play against Clark. Translation: the refs are letting her get hit because they can. And what does that prove? That there aren't true WNBA fans. There are Caitlin Clark fans, and that's not a problem. That's the best possible thing for her. Because the WNBA never deserved her in the first place. They begged for attention, prayed for relevance, plastered her face across every possible promo. And when she delivered the goods, they treated her like a disposable marketing stunt. Indianapolis was supposed to be a dream for the league.
It's the people that decided to sell their WNBA All-Star Game tickets and kind of boycott this year All-Star Game. That is because of the refereeing in regards to Caitlin Clark being targeted and pretty much not having a special whistle.
The All-Star Game in the heart of fever country, the Caitlin Clark capital. They expected record-breaking attendance. Sources told me earlier this week the tickets were hot. The cheapest were going for $140. And then, boom, she's ruled out. Suddenly, those hot tickets went colder than a bench player's shooting hand. I wouldn't pay $140 to watch the NBA All-Star Game, let alone the WNBA's awkward imitation. And the league had one job: protect their investment. Instead, they tossed her into the deep end and told her to make friends with elbows. Nobody's tuning in for the Indiana Fever. Nobody's tuning in for the Las Vegas Aces or New York's cosplay Power Rangers roster. They're tuning in for Clark. She's the reason Indiana's on the map for anything other than potholes and corn. The league knows it. The vendors know it. The restaurants and bars around the arena know it. With her in, it's buzzing. With her out, it's a ghost town. Sellouts don't mean full arenas when the star isn't playing. People aren't paying premium prices to watch pickup basketball in matching uniforms. And yet the league wants to pretend it's bigger than any one player.
And in any other sport, most superstar players get that whistle. Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark has not been handed that whistle. And we even had Stephanie White on record basically saying that whenever you play against Caitlin Clark, there is...
Please. Blockbuster thought people would always rent DVDs. The truth is, star power has always been the product. And the WNBA's product is named Caitlin Clark. Without her, the energy flatlines. And that's exactly what's happening now. The viewership is dipping. Ticket sales are plummeting. Sponsors are quietly second-guessing their investments. This is no longer about growing the game. It's about survival. And without Clark, the WNBA is learning that survival is not guaranteed. The second she limped off the court, the illusion shattered. No one's paying to see a glorified rec league pretending to be primetime. Fans came for magic, not mayhem. They wanted logo threes, not elbows to the ribs. They wanted to see history in the making, not pettiness in uniform. And the worst part? The league tries to act like this is normal. Like this is just physical basketball or rookie hazing.
The All-Star game in Indianapolis, the WNBA was expecting record-breaking attendance. My inside sources, they are telling me that earlier this week, Kat Engelbert claimed that tickets to the All-Star game were hot. The cheapest ticket...
The truth is unavoidable now. You can dress it up in PR fluff, sprinkle it with hashtags, and pretend like it's about the whole league, but the market has spoken. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is running on fumes. And if you think this is just about her missing a couple of games, you're missing the point entirely. This isn't a minor dip. This is the league flatlining the moment its lifeline steps off the court. Look at the numbers. Look at the panic. The All-Star game was supposed to be a celebration. All the stars in one building. A weekend of basketball fireworks, skill competitions, highlight reels, and media buzz. Instead, the biggest story isn't who's playing, it's who's not. Clark's absence has turned a marquee event into an awkward reminder of how fragile this league's popularity really is. And the most telling part? The ticket collapse didn't happen gradually.
$40. I wouldn't pay $140 to watch the NBA All-Star Game. Hell, I wouldn't pay 140 pesos to watch the annual NBA.
It was instant. The moment the news broke, resale sites lit up with desperate sellers undercutting each other. Prices fell like a stack of Jenga blocks in a hurricane. 48% gone in days. People aren't just skipping the game. They're abandoning the idea of caring. And why wouldn't they? This league made Clark the poster child, but refused to treat her like the crown jewel. They didn't protect her from the hits. They didn't give her the superstar whistle. They didn't even try to shield her from the petty vendettas of players more interested in making a statement than playing the game. And now the very fans who bought into the hype are turning their backs because they've realized the hype was the only thing holding this together. Without Clark, the WNBA's moment is over. The drop in ticket sales isn't just about the seats. It's about the restaurants, the bars, the merchandise stands, the local economy. Everyone was banking on Clark being there. Her presence wasn't just a boost, it was the whole business model. And now, the ripple effect is brutal. Local vendors expecting a packed weekend are bracing for slow nights. Merch sellers are stuck with piles of shirts nobody wants. And inside the arena, empty rows are about to make TV directors scramble for camera angles that hide the problem. Because perception is everything, and the perception right now is that without Clark, this league can't draw a crowd.
The NBA is paying attention to these trends. And they're seeing firsthand what Caitlin Clark is worth to this league, especially to the All-Star game. Now, tickets were already sold up. As far as the venue's concerned,
and here's the real kicker. It's not just the fans who know it. The players know it. The coaches know it. The sponsors know it. Even the WNBA office knows it. They just can't say it out loud. They can't admit that their entire growth spurt rests on the shoulders of a rookie who's been in the league for a few months. But the silence from leadership is louder than any press conference. And speaking of leadership, let's talk about Kathy. Oh, Kathy. The commissioner who somehow manages to sound like a motivational LinkedIn post in every interview. She can talk about growth trajectories and expanding fan engagement all day. But you can't spin your way out of this one. Fans saw her parading around in that Nueni dress at the championship game, and they didn't forget. That wasn't leadership, that was bias in sequence. And now, when the league needs her to step up and address the Clark situation, what do we get? Corporate nothing speak.
But when it comes to the vendors in the arena, the shops in the arena, they're not going to have the same amount of people patronize their business as they would if Caitlin Clark was there. The surrounding restaurants, the surrounding areas, the surrounding attractions, they're not going to...
Vague optimism, hollow reassurances. Meanwhile, the fans who built this surge are being told they're not real fans because they came for Caitlin. Excuse me. She's the reason half of America even knows the Indiana Fever exist. She's the reason your merchandise sales hit record highs. She's the reason ESPN suddenly cares about your highlights. And instead of embracing that reality, you tried to pretend the league would thrive without her. Now you're finding out the hard way that it won't. And let's get one thing straight. This isn't just about growing pains or transitions. This is about priorities. The WNBA's priority wasn't protecting its biggest star. It wasn't building a sustainable product. It was clinging to an outdated hierarchy where popularity has to be earned by years in the league instead of actual impact. That's why you see veterans targeting her. That's why the refs let the hits go. That's why there's this constant undercurrent of resentment. Because deep down, they know she's the meal ticket and they can't stand it. But here's the thing. Resentment doesn't pay the bills. Ticket sales do. Sponsorships do. National attention does.
Paying to play Where's Waldo? Who is paying to do that? I'll tell you who. No one. Unsurprisingly, once it was a...
And every single one of those is tied to Clark. Without her, the WNBA isn't just back to square one. It's in danger of slipping even lower. Fans don't want to watch a balanced league if balance means mediocrity across the board. They want stars. They want moments. They want the kind of magic that makes them clear their schedule to watch a game. And like it or not, right now, that magic comes from one player. Caitlin Clark isn't just a name on a roster, she's the entire reason for the WNBA's current relevance. And the numbers keep proving it.
Announced that Caitlin Clark would be missing the festivities. Once it was announced that the only star would be skipping the All-Star game, ticket prices immediately fell into the pooper, and they have been circling the drain ever since, trying desperately